Hey guys, this is part 5 to me telling you about my thoughts on Genesis chapter 3. Okay, so we're starting off at verse 17. Adam's curse. And to Adam he said, because thou hast hearkened or listened unto the voice of thy wife, and hast eaten of the tree of which I commanded thee, saying, thou shalt not eat of it. Cursed is the ground for thy sake. In sorrow shalt thou eat of it all the days of thy life. The ground becomes unproductive. The ground gets cursed, becoming unproductive, no longer yielding food easily. Earth became difficult to till. The ground became difficult to till on earth. Instead of having effortless provision, that was the curse. This is all the curse, and God says, for thy sake. That for thy sake, it means doing something for your benefit, often implying it might be difficult or unpleasant for the doer, but ultimately good for you. So God cursed the earth for Adam and Eve's benefit. This curse was an opportunity to struggle and always remember the Lord is the source of blessings, and also an opportunity not to become fully ripe in sin. It was a path to redemption. When it said, in sorrow shalt thou eat of it, it meant in deep sadness, grief, or regret. You shall eat of this cursed ground all the days of your life. On verse 18, it says, thorns also and thistles shall it bring forth to thee, and thou shalt eat of the herb of the field. This is what I got from verse 18. Work would now be difficult, struggle marked by hardship, immense effort, sweat, obstacles, and setbacks sometimes, rather than it always being effortless and perfect. It extends to all forms. This curse extends to all forms of work, not just farming. It's going to require all that. And verse 19 says, in the sweat of thy face shalt thou eat bread till thou return unto the ground, for out of it was thou taken, for dust thou art, and unto dust shalt thou return. Cursed art, 'cause of hard work shall you get your food. No longer is it effortless. Sustenance requires hard work and effort now. For out of it, the ground, dust, was thou taken. For dust thou art, and unto dust shalt thou return. Means it takes years up. I did research. It takes years up to a millennia for our bodies and bones to turn back to dust. Or you can see it up close very quickly. It could happen through cremation. Cremation quickly turns our bodies to ashes or dust. So that. In verse 20 I got from Eve was named mother, Adam named his wife Eve, mother of all living. She's named mother of all living because her I did some research. The mitochondrial Eve equals whose mitochondrial DNA has survived in a continuum line to every person alive today, not spiritually, just physically. But we did inherit a sinful nature and being separated from God from her in Adam. But her being mother of all living is because her DNA is physically within all of us, from passed on from generation to generation to person to person to person to person to person. And for verse 22, 23, and 24, this is what I got. God did not want Adam and Eve to eat from the tree of life and live forever, because they would then live forever in their sinful, corrupted, fallen state, separated from God, which they would have sinful nature and be separated from God, which would have prevented the possibility of redemption, living with curses and hard work, effort, changing, fighting, and overcoming the sinful nature inside, allowing spiritual restoration through Christ, providing a path back to Him. So God banished Adam and Eve from the garden so they can begin that long, hard journey of redemption and having all of mankind through that journey too. And on 24, cherubims are presented as beings placed at the east of the Garden of Eden to guard, block, and protect the sacred entrance to the tree of life. Keep every sinful nature out of the garden and sinful people and stuff. So that's all. So see you guys later. God bless you. I love you. Bye.